think we should start with Chelsea, I suppose we will. 0-0, disappointing in the fact that they can't quite get it done in the final third again.
Yeah, they can't quite get it done, and yet again, more changes. The changes haven't made any difference to Chelsea going forward. You understand that Tuchel is looking at everybody. He had Pulisic starting today, which was unusual, but no change there. Nothing particularly much from that side. He had a couple of balls he fired across the penalty box, but that was it. And so I think eventually Thomas Tuchel has to decide on a front three and leave them alone. Because not only are the front three not connecting with each other, but it makes it difficult for the midfielders as well when they're playing with different players. You know, players make slightly different runs and they time the runs differently. You know, so every time you step on the field, you can't get a connection with the front three, and you can't get a connection between the middle three trying to play the front three in. So, you know, Thomas Tuchel's going to have to make some tough decisions soon and start playing a settled front three. Otherwise, this seems like it's going to continue firing blanks.
Steve, you mentioned there Christian Pulisic, of course, given a rare start. A lot of people have been clamouring for him to play more, Frank. How would you assess his performance?
It was an encouraging performance from Pulisic, but overall, you know, at front, it was a disappointing performance from all players, you know, involved in that part of the field. They can't find each other. It's like they don't know each other. It's like they don't really know what's going on, especially Ziyech and Havertz, where they make the same runs. It's like they kind of look alike in the game. It was interesting to see Pulisic, but if you put Pulisic on the right side, which is I think the wrong side, because it's mostly a guy who can start the action from the left side, being right-footed, and therefore, you know, get a pace in the game and find a solution to, at the end of the day, shoot with his right foot. Maybe you can find him useful, but on the right side, he's completely useless for me, and he didn't show more because of that position, except giving crosses. I'm very disappointed with the way they play, and as you said, and as TV mentioned, you know, the last third is absolutely horrendous for me from Chelsea. Of course, another clean sheet. It's a point away from home, but they had an opportunity to give a big pressure on tomorrow's game between Manchester United and West Ham, where you could be close to Manchester United. You could put West Ham away from you. Yeah. And at the end of the day, you get a disappointing draw. And again, the result is there. Let's say the result is there, the clean sheet is there, but I'm not convinced again with the offensive aspect of Chelsea game.
Stevie, it seems no matter what the personnel is, we're seeing the same sort of pattern from Chelsea in that defensively they look sound, but when it comes to that final third, they don't really look like scoring.
Well, here's the thing that struck me about this when I'm watching the game. The very first thing that struck me was Kai Havertz has been told to play as a centre forward. You know, we've been talking about how Chelsea are being misfiring going forward. We've been talking about what's happened to Werner and Havertz. You know, where's the form? And then last weekend, Havertz is man of the match, and he's playing off the front. So, as a coach, surely I'm going to sit there and go, well, you know what, this guy was our best player today. Let's make sure that next time we step on the field, we'll play him in the same position. In fact, why don't we play the same players around him, and then he might produce again? But no, it's a completely different squad going forward, a completely different front three. There's Ziyech coming in and playing behind Havertz. I mean, completely changes it. So that's the bit I don't understand. You actually do something that works, that you've been struggling to find, and then the next time you have a game, you change it. That makes no sense to me as a coach.
We saw the table there, didn't we, Frank? And you mentioned.
I agree with Dan. Dan, I'm very sorry, but I very much agree with what Stevie just said. You know, you can have a rotation system, especially with forwards players, as long as they really know each other and they really know each other. where you have Werner, Havertz, Ziyech, Pulisic, Giroud, who in fact discover each other, it's impossible to have a rotation system because they don't know what to do with the ball. They don't know what automatically the partner is going to do, and it's a real nightmare. And it's what we feel. And if you know a little bit of football, if you're interested and you see every game Chelsea plays, it's like they look for each other every game they play.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPNFC 7 days a week, subscribe to ESPN+.